Bayer Leverkusen's first German championship in club history. The long-awaited title is finally in their hands. They achieved the nearly impossible thanks to one man. Of course, we're talking about their brilliant manager, Xabi Alonso. How did he accomplish what all the other coaches before him failed to do? Let's find out together in this video. Welcome to Total Football Network. It's simply unbelievable. On April 14th in 2024, Xabi Alonso became the German champion with Bayer Leverkusen. In the Bundesliga, the work self mathematically secured the championship after a 5-0 victory in Bremen on matchday 29. But it got even better. With a 2-1 win against Augsburg, they achieved their 51st consecutive competitive match without a loss and completed a perfect Bundesliga season. But how did he manage to achieve this masterpiece? In this video, we'll explore how it was possible to play such an incredibly dominant season. So be sure to stay until the end. For 11 years, Bayern Munich tyrannized the Bundesliga with their dominance. But one man was able to put an end to it, and in a spectacular way, because Bayer Leverkusen became German champions and remained unbeaten throughout the entire 2023 to 2024 Bundesliga season. Derogatory nicknames like Neverkusen or Loserkusen transformed into the Invincibles because, just like Arsenal London, in the 2003 to 2004 Premier League season, Bayer Leverkusen, under the genius of Xabi Alonso, managed to win the Bundesliga unbeaten. No one has ever achieved this in the history of the Bundesliga, especially with a team that was second to last a year and a half ago when Alonso took over. Unbelievable. This triumph was complemented by a victory against FC Kaiserslautern in the dfb-pokal. Only the final loss in the Europa League against Atalanta Bergamo prevented a perfect season for the work self. In the end, they secured a well-deserved double of the Bundesliga title and the dfb-pokal. To understand how Alonso's plan with Bayer succeeded, we need to dig deeper. First, let's take a closer look at Xabi Alonso's story. Alonso's father, Miguel Alonso, was a professional footballer and manager in his time. Xabi inherited his talent from his father. He rose to the level of a world-class player, signing with top teams and finding success with them: Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich. He won numerous trophies with these clubs. With Liverpool and Real Madrid, he even managed to win the Champions League. In the Spanish national team, he was part of the golden generation that achieved the feat of winning the European Championship in 2008, the World Cup in 2010, and defending the European Championship in 2012. Alonso was the conductor and the heart of the central midfield for these teams, an intelligent passing machine comparable to Toni Kroos. By the way, do you think Xabi Alonso was better at Real Madrid than Toni Kroos? Write it in the comments. When Jose Mourinho was his coach at Real Madrid, he quickly recognized Alonso's outstanding abilities. Mourinho even predicted that Alonso would become a great coach in the future. Alonso's play reminded Jose of Pep Guardiola when he coached him as a player. Alonso was coached by both Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola, two of the best and most influential coaches of all time. In addition, there were legendary coaches like Zinedine Zidane, Carlo Ancelotti, and Rafa Benitez, who also took the Spaniard under their wing. He was able to learn an incredible amount from these iconic men. During his football career, Xabi Alonso played in England, Spain, and Germany, and quickly learned the respective languages. It was always very important to him to learn the language of a new country quickly to simplify communication and effectively impart his fantastic football knowledge to the team. When you put all of this together, talent runs in the family. He has won all the major trophies as a player. He has learned from the best. He speaks multiple languages. Xabi Alonso has all the prerequisites to be a great manager. Of course, having the fundamentals is one thing, but as a manager, you have to prove it. So how exactly does Alonso do it? We will look at 4 different key areas. How Alonso succeeded will be explained in detail. First key area: Xabi Alonso's patience and foresight. In 2018, while completing his UEFA Elite coaching course alongside former compatriots Raúl, Xavi, Victor Valdez, and Joan Capdevila, Alonso returned to Real Madrid, where he took on a role coaching the Real Madrid under-14s. At the time of Mourinho's prediction in 2019, Xabi Alonso was just beginning to internalize his first role as head coach. After a year as a youth coach at Real Madrid, Alonso took over Real Sociedad's B team in Spain's 3rd division. As at Real Madrid, where he was beyond reproach as a player and allowed to experiment as a youth coach, Alonso chose this position wisely. In the coastal city of Donostia San Sebastian, home to 190,000 inhabitants in northern Spain, Alonso not only grew up, but also made his first successful steps in the top flight from 2000 until his move to Liverpool in 2004. He is universally respected in the region for his contributions. Mikel Echari, a former head of youth development at Real Sociedad, said, "Xabi has always remained Xabi. Humble, humble, someone who stops to give you a hug and talk to you if he sees you on the street. His agent, Inaki Ibanez, says, "The person Xabi Alonso is today is a reflection of his family." In this positive environment, Alonso was allowed to develop for 3 full seasons, make mistakes, experiment with formations, and learn how to deal with emerging professionals during the challenging COVID-19 pandemic. In 98 league games, he achieved a solid average of 1.46 points per game, even earning promotion to the second division in the second season, although the third season proved to be one level too high for Alonso's team. However, the general assessment of his work was more than positive, both within Spain and internationally. Alonso himself admitted in early 2022 to having had concrete discussions with Borussia Mönchengladbach's then sporting director Max Eberl, now at Bayern Munich, but he immediately extended his contract with Sociedad in 2021 and explained a year later, "I still need to grow, to improve, to become a good coach. Who knows what the future will bring," said the former midfielder after Gladbach's offer. When Bayer Leverkusen slid into a sporting crisis in the fall of 2022, officials Fernando Caro and Simon Rolfs successfully contacted the Spaniard. Alonso first led Bayer out of the relegation zone, and the officials protected the Spaniard during a less consistent phase in the second half of the season. In the end, the statistics showed a 6th-place finish and qualification for the Europa League. Rudi Völler recently called it the best idea of his successor, Rolfs, to install Alonso as coach of the work self. The dominance and self-assurance with which Bayer plays their games, as we were used to seeing from Bayern Munich in their really good years, is truly outstanding, said the current DFB sporting director, Völler. In the next season, after a summer transfer window that Alonso played a significant role in shaping, Bayer's game further evolved. Among the 13 summer signings, Granit Xhaka in the holding midfield role and striker Victor Boniface stood out at first glance, the latter transitioning smoothly from the Belgian league to the Bundesliga thanks to Alonso. Additionally, Alejandro Grimaldo, who excelled under Alonso, joined on a free transfer from Benfica Lisbon and has since been regarded as one of the biggest transfer coups in Europe. By the way, I would like to know who your favorite player is. It doesn't matter whether he plays for Leverkusen or not. Mention it in the comments. My favorite player is Cole Palmer from Chelsea. Second key area, Alonso's authenticity and credibility. Xabi Alonso is still young and fit enough to participate in training games. When he was once asked at a press conference whether he plays the best passes at Bayer, he blushed and smiled shyly. It's quite obvious that he does make the best passes. This means he can not only communicate the type of football he wants his team to play, but he can also demonstrate it in full action on the training pitch. His authenticity makes him an inspiring leader. His team looks up to him and listens to him. He is credible because he has achieved so much and still has the skills. Credibility is a crucial quality for a manager. There are many talented managers with enormous tactical knowledge. For example, Julian Nagelsmann. He was dismissed by Bayern because he allegedly lost the locker room. The players at Bayern Munich could no longer identify with him. Why should these success-hungry players who have won so much in football listen to a manager who has never played at the highest level himself? It's different with managers like Xabi Alonso and Zinedine Zidane. Such managers will always have a significant advantage over those who have never played at the absolute top level. Especially on top teams filled with alpha males and superstars, a manager of this caliber is in demand. Third key area, Xabi Alonso's impressive superstar aura. With Xabi Alonso's signing at Bayer 04 Leverkusen, the club not only gained a brilliant manager but also attracted a host of top players. Why? Alonso was instrumental in securing the super transfers of Xhaka, Grimaldo, Boniface, and Hoffmann in the summer of 2023. Other key players like Florian Wirtz also decided to stay because of him. This is far from a given, considering the caliber of these players, as many other top clubs in Europe would have eagerly signed them. But thanks to Alonso, they all chose Bayer. They wanted to learn from this former world-class player and winner. He literally attracted these players with his superstar aura. All these players cited Xabi Alonso as the primary reason for joining Bayer, and they made the right decision. Alonso has made the players better and more consistent. The new signings hit the ground running, and the entire team performed outstandingly. Fourth key area, Xabi Alonso's unique tactical understanding. The Basque coach also demonstrated this season that he is tactically flexible and adaptable. He varied his play according to the opponent's qualities while always maintaining the key principles of his game that led to success in all competitions: positional play, fast but structured offensive play, purposeful passing in the final third, and quick counterattacks. At the start of the season, Grimaldo had already praised his coach to the skies. He is a top coach, a coach who imparts a lot. He is very demanding but knows how to give his players confidence, the Spanish newcomer said about his compatriot on the sidelines. With every successful, unbeaten game, Bayer players increasingly believed in their coach's tactical instructions. There was never any doubt about Alonso's footballing expertise, given his achievements as a player. Jonas Hoffmann recently revealed that the 42-year-old coach even scored the decisive winning goal in a final training match. We've reached the end of the video, and I would be very interested to know what you think. Will Bayer Leverkusen play outstandingly and dominantly with Xabi Alonso in the new season and defend the championship and the DFB-Pokal? Write it in the comments. It's certainly been a promising start to the new season. They won the Super Cup against VfB Stuttgart in August 2024. But will the Empire strike back and snatch the championship title and DFB Cup from Xabi Alonso and his team? How will Leverkusen manage in the Champions League? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see more epic stories about football, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. See you next time on Total Football Network.